Hi, my name is James Moore Jr. And in this video, I gave a speech at my Toastmasters chapter today that was a persuasive speech. It focuses on how to be persuasive. And this speech I just created last night. I wasn't planning on speaking this week, but I didn't see anybody else that was doing it. So I stepped up. And I planned this speech because I was listening to a YouTube video yesterday that gave me the idea of what I would like to speak on. It's something that I'm kind of adamant about, and so I created a speech about it last minute. I think if I had more time to prepare this speech and actually practice the speech, it would have turned out better, which is why I'm going to perform the same speech again next week. But I want you to view this one for this week so you can see the difference. Are you ready? Here it is. Do you know how lucky you are to be here? I'm not just talking about be here at Toastmasters. I'm talking about being here on planet Earth. Do you know how many people had to come together to form you as a human being? You have two parents. Your parents also had two parents. And then those parents had two parents. When you go up to 5 generations, that's 32 people who had to come together to create you. You want to blow your mind for real? Go up 10 generations. That's 1,024 people had to connect to form you. Does that not blow your mind when you think about it? Some of you probably have kids, and you're thinking right now, well, if that's the case, me and my partner came together and formed this kid. So now, that's another generation that is coming up in this world. In this day and age, my mom and I were speaking last night, and I had to ask her, I was like, Mom, how did you and my dad get together? The story that she told me kind of made me laugh a little. She told me that her cousin, Susie, decided that she was dating a guy who needed a friend for his friend, and she was going to bring my mom. And my mom said when she went to the meetings on the double date, she didn't really know it was a date at the time. She said she didn't like him. I was like, what? You didn't like my dad? She goes, no, I didn't really like him. I was like, well, why did you keep going? She goes, well, because my cousin Susie kept bringing me. Every time she would go on a date with Clifford, she would bring me, and there would be James. And next thing I know, I'm starting to like him. I was like, oh, yeah? Now, that sounds more like my dad. My dad is pretty charming. I should say was, because he is now passed, but he was a very charming man. When she told me about how her cousin Susie and her boyfriend stopped dating, she continued to date my dad separately. And it just got me to thinking, there could have been a number of chain of events that could have broken that chain that created me. Have you ever thought about that for yourself? What chain of events could have happened that could have transpired to not have you here? It's mind-blowing in so many ways to really think about why we are here. Because there's other factors that come into play with why we are here. We all have a purpose. Have you figured yours out yet? I'm still working on mine. I kind of feel like it's this, to bring messages to everyone about a purpose that they could serve for humanity. We all are here to make our mark on the world. But how will you do it? We have the time. We have the capabilities. We have the God-given talents. Let's put them to use. So what will you do today to work on your mark in this world? Thank you. All right. So in this speech, I missed a few key points. I practiced this speech 3 times. And All three times I was in the 5 to 7 minute mark. But this speech today, I was not. I missed at least three things I was supposed to talk about that would have tied this story in to where it would have been at least a good 5 minutes. But all in all, it still turned out pretty good. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for next week when I post the same speech, but better. I also do communication videos on how to be a better communicator. You can check those out in this playlist right here. Thank you for your time. Peace.